welcome back everyone as my voice starts doing something weird. Wait a second. Hello! Okay, there we go. I am Caesar and I am casting the Black Monster Cup. We are in the second game of the finals between Peculiar Gaming and Wizards. This tournament is sponsored by Western Digital and I am joined tonight by the amazing Mr. Rapid. How you doing, hot stuff?
Pretty good. Cannot wait to get this game underway just because, hey, it's the grand finals. 3,500 euros on the line, sponsored by Western Digital, like you mentioned, and it's Wizards versus Peculiar Gaming. We hadn't actually seen Wizards play before we got into this previous game, and they actually wound up turning things around pretty good, or pretty well, rather, to use correct English or grammar. Ugh. See,
Superman
it's
does
so,
good, we do well.
So difficult. Native speakers can't even handle it. But getting into game two, I gotta say, looking for some things from Peculiar, they definitely, you could see they were trying to turn around some of their mistakes, but after that game, they definitely know what they need to change, and we'll have to see how they decide to change it.
Yeah, it's funny because you're American, so you're not really English. Anyway, so we have pretty much the exact same bands as last game. So there's not a lot to talk about that. And up till now, I think, is this mostly the same picks, or is it just me?
I think it's actually pretty similar, so kind of interesting to see that be the case, just because we've seen some pretty decent changes up between each one of the Peculiar Gaming games.
Yeah, it's the exact same.
Yeah, it is going to be the exact same for both, between the teams.
It is still the... no, wait. Well, no, wait. Czone was on the other team. Okay.
Yeah, same champions choices, but a lot of switches between the teams.
No, just Czone. The rest is all the exact same. Jeez, they're trolling us.
Yeah, they're kind of switching things around there. I think JWoww definitely wants that rematch going up against Zed. He was a little bit frustrated that he started out being able to 1v1 him, and then just not Carbono, but Tesla just took off. His Zed was absolutely amazing that last game. So looking to see some great things from him today, but I don't know why Grulum is just completely convinced that this mid lane Zac is like the future of the world, because there are other mid laners to play, but grabbing him first pick, I mean, I felt like he was strong last game. I just didn't feel like he was a game changer.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's a bit of a... maybe I can use this word. It's a bit of a hotshot playstyle, where he's like, he doesn't really do much. He's there for his team. But, I don't know. It didn't really work out last game. I think that if they had like a mid like Zed or something who can really make plays, it might have gone a lot better for them. We do see
it's not so much about making plays, it's about just having damage.
Yeah.
And they really don't.
I mean, well, last game they had the double AP with the jungle and the top. They had some AP on the support as well. So they kind of did have the damage, and they need someone tanky anyway. But I don't know if mid lane is the best place to put that tanky person. But, you know,
now,
maybe this game they're going to have Zac in the jungle and we'll have Diana mid or something.
We are actually going to see a lock-in onto a Blitzcrank. Haven't seen Blitzcrank around in a long time. Got some heavy nerfs to his early game, but still is the playmaker, the hook master. I don't know, man. It's definitely sort of a toss back to the days of yore.
Of your what? Huh?
Of yore. You know, yore is the olden days.
What? Okay. Today
I
learned.
Never play Dungeons and Dragons?
No.
Oh my goodness.
Your
nerd card has been revoked, man.
No! I was probably not alive back then.
Hey, I'm
only 18, okay? Jeez. Anyway, they do have the Blitzcrank and bots are superior to non-bots. We know this. So... that wisdom has been bestowed upon us by Nunubot. He might be a bit biased now. And we also see Jarvan, so we're gonna have some dunks coming in. And with Tesla dunking quite a lot last game, this could get very interesting. Actually, wait a second. Is this gonna be Jarvan mid?
They could actually change things up a pretty decent amount, so we'd have
Mace
to...
is mid?
Yeah, I don't even know. See, I'm a little bit behind in the picks and bans here, so as we switch things up, that will become a little bit more quickly relevant to you than it will to me. But definitely a lot of A lot of potential. I have no idea.
It looks like it's gonna be Nasus mid. I don't know if it's gonna be like a wizard Nasus. I could have said AP carry Nasus, but I said wizard because they're called wizards. Anyway, it could be a wizard Nasus, but I don't know. Wizard Nasus kind of works, but his AP skillings aren't that great, and if he's not tanky, you just like kill him. It's like, yeah,
Well,
you're
yeah,
dead, bro.
the idea with Nasus when you put with I always said Nasus like there's two S's.
It is Nasus
but
actually.
all right, well
This
I'm gonna
has been
stick with
confirmed by Riot. It is Nasus. I thought it was Nasus as well, but I still
well.
say Nasus.
It's technically Nasus because it's Nasus
Yeah,
because the U makes the A long, but you
yeah.
know what? That's neither
Apparently
here
not.
nor there. The point is that Nasus going mid against Zac is pretty much just putting two tanks in the mid lane and just saying, "Hey, I have the better wave clear, so that's going to go the way of Dragon again." But that's actually pretty much what he did last game too with his Karma, who actually wound up winning the game. I didn't feel like I was that surprised either, which definitely would have been the case if it were the old Karma. But I gotta say, really kind of interesting seeing a definite meta switch instead of just putting AP carries mid, just putting these sort of like tanky champions that do deal some AP damage, but kind of going to be interesting seeing sort of the old guard of Nasus go up against the very newest champion here in Zac.
Yeah, actually, now that you did mention that you would be more surprised with old Karma, I wouldn't actually be. I feel like old Karma was stronger than new Karma, if you had a
Well,
team built around it.
well, yeah, definitely a very team-centric, and you definitely all had to know exactly what she could do when, because if you didn't, then you just didn't really capitalize on that.
Yeah, I think
gotta
a
say,
team of 5 Karma mains in that team, Karma would be like really strong, but didn't really work out for them, unfortunately, because there were never more than 2 Karma mains. In any
Nice.
case, we're gonna have to go into a short commercial break, so we'll be back with you guys in just a few minutes. I hope you stay tuned for the second game of the finals of the Black Monster Cup, sponsored by Western Digital. And welcome back, everyone, as we do get into the loading screen of the next game. Let me just quickly put that away. There we go. So, wow. Dude, like seriously? Why do they have one person without a skin in every single game? It's like, I don't get it. They just don't want to win the swag war, I think.
They're planning it, man. They're planning it. It's a conspiracy. They're just like, hey, we know that C-Zone's casting. We know he likes to see skin, so no, cannot have it. We're not going to see that here today, but what we are going to see is hopefully another really great game because after that last one, I got to say, very impressed to see Wizards sort of band together, have not only strong players individually, but be just strong together as a team, sort of working together, focusing on split pushing, very good communication on objectives, what they were or weren't going to contest. I got to say, looking to see some pretty great calls from them here today.
Yeah, and we've got some very interesting picks coming out as well. I mean, the Zac we've seen now for a few times, but the Nasus, I'm very interested, especially considering he has a rejuvenation bead, or well, bead, ha ha ha, total biscuit of rejuvenation, so or rejuvenation. English is hard, okay? Leave me alone. Anyway, so yeah, he's got a biscuit, so he has some utility. I'm gonna quickly look up what his masteries are. How do we do this? I know how we do this. Oh shit. Here we go. Grulum. So, what do you think of?
Alternatively,
these
you could
things?
just hit the you could click on his champion and hit C, and then it would show you his stats, and then you could glean by knowing perfectly his base stats exactly how those were augmented by runes and masteries. But you know, if you want to cheat and stuff,
But I can't. I don't actually know like exactly how that works. I'm just gonna look him up on logging.
you got to step it up, man. You
Just look
don't
him
know
up on
his base
logging.
stats.
Here we go. Masteries 0921. He actually has 21 in utility. He's got the extra mana regen. He's got the improved recall. He's got the cooldown reduction on the summoner spells, which is very interesting. He's got some extra mana. He's got the lifesteal and spell vamp. He has the extra mana regeneration per 400 maximum mana. He's got the runic affinity, so his buffs will be a bit longer. He has a big biscuiteer, obviously, and he has some cooldown reduction as well as increased movement speed. So he's going to be a bit of a fast dog man, but I don't know exactly what he's going for with this. It is an interesting build, that's for sure. Wait, I'll just like throw it up on the stream here. Look, these are his masteries. There we go.
Always some nice stuff to check out in between on the breaks to see exactly who's running what, and this is the way you emulate the pros, man. It's exactly what you want to get done. I definitely have to sort of watch out and make sure that they're not pulling anything too crazy on me, because you'll notice he did only get that Biscuiteer or the Biscuiteer mastery instead of going all the way for the Explorer's Ward too. So kind of an interesting choice, full utility on that Nasus going up against a Zac. I feel like Zac actually might have kill potential on Nasus, whereas Nasus is just sort of like this big, tanky bruiser, immovable force. He's just wave clears upon wave clears. So apparently Carbono's game froze, so he's going to have a little bit of time left before he gets back in here. That should give us plenty of time to discuss, I guess, starting itemization or champion choices or things like that.
Yeah, starting items would be kind of difficult considering they didn't actually buy anything yet, but I guess we could do predictions. I think Miffy will go for the 5 item start. I don't think he's gonna go for 6 items. He'll probably just like grab. Actually, he could go for 6 item start. So the 6 item start is basically you get a rejuvenation bead or a fairy charm, and then you get vision ward, 2 side wards, and 2 health pots, or 1 health pot. I can't quite remember.
Hey, you only get one with the 6 item start.
Yeah, with the 6 item start, you only get 1 health pot. There we go. Or you can go for the 5 item start, which is a number of vision wards and then a number of sight wards and then 1 or 2 health pots. It kind of depends on what you prefer. Some people go for 2 vision wards and have 1 less sight wards, or they go 1 fewer sight wards, 1 fewer sight ward. I don't know. Anyway, they'll either go for that or they'll go for more sight wards and 1 less vision ward. So it's a depends a bit. Same goes for Felix actually. It's pretty much in the same boat. And then for the 80 carries, they'll probably start with a Doran's Blade. I think they both have that lifesteal. And I can't actually. Oh wait, there we go. He has got the lifesteal Quince. He's got 6%, and Truco has the 6% as well. So they'll both probably go for the Doran's Blade, get some damage, get some health per hit, and get some health. they don't really need to get lifesteal or something soon, so they don't have to, or they don't need health pots either, as long as they can keep auto attacking they heal for quite a bit. For the mid lane, I have no clue. Well, I know that Grulum is gonna go Rejuvenation Bead, Ward, and Health Pot, but I have no clue what Mr. Dragon is gonna be going for. And for the jungle, Hunts Machete and Pots, and for the top lane, probably Fortitude Pot, Health Pot, and a Ward. For Tesla and JWoww, probably the same. Not exactly sure. What do you think?
Yeah, we'll actually have to see how that works out as the game progresses. Pretty much we'll always see Doran's Blade starts from both AD carries. It's kind of just the way you play nowadays. But interesting to see Blitzcrank, man. That's going to be sort of a blast from the past. Haven't seen that in a while. Not to mention sort of a weird situation as far as our mid laners are concerned. So definitely a lot of variety here.
It's going to be very interesting to see what happens. I only just realized last game Carbono played Nasus. Maybe Carbono was just doing really badly and Drang was like, no, give me the champion, I'll show you how it's done.
Yeah,
That's
maybe it's just
interesting.
like, hey, I don't like the way you're playing Nasus. You definitely got to give it back over to me, and we'll see what we can do. Also, I'm gonna have to write myself a mental note to jump back to live because unfortunately
Yeah.
you do get a few seconds behind when you go for the pauses. But I gotta say, do you think we're gonna see another 2v1? Because I don't know, man. If I were JWoww, I would be looking for revenge on Tesla because last game Tesla just ran a train on him. So definitely want to make sure that he has the opportunity to sort of get back at him there. So may actually try to predict the 2v1 and go bottom lane or see exactly how they want to play this.
So there's two sides to this. On the one hand, Wizards has the better solo laner for 1v2 lane. Zed does way better than Diana in a 1v2 lane, which we have seen last game. The thing is, Blitzcrank is kind of iffy in a 1v2 lane because you're going to push towards the tower. You can pull someone out of tower, yeah, but he'll be like right next to tower. So like, it isn't going to do that much. And he's going to be farming under tower, so he'll probably stay at range. On the other hand, because he's going to be farming on the tower, if you have Blitzcrank, you can actually zone him out with the Blitzcrank grab. So that's kind of nice, but I don't know. I don't think that that's a thing that the Wizards will want to do. As well as the fact that they are blue side, so they want their dual lane bot so that they can take the golems. Peculiar Gaming might want to swap to get the golems and get the push down, but I don't know. Gonna have to see. Maybe we'll even see a 2v. We could see a 2v1 mid.
You know, that may work, but I definitely wouldn't 2v1 Nasus because he just wave clears
True.
everything way too well. And especially against Zac, that may work a little bit better, except that he's going to get so tanky that you're really going to have to shut him down early on. So I would expect to see 2v1s in the side lanes just because of the way they go up against those assassins. The only problem is last time around that wound up shutting down JWoww a lot more than it shut down Tesla. So really, I don't know. Looking at some updates here from Carbono as we look to kind of actually start the game, because we actually didn't get anything underway before he actually crashed out. So, gonna have some rough times there if you're Carbono, but should be able to get him back here in just a second. And I always get Carbono and Tabuno confused. One's the jungler for Wizards, the other's the AD carry for Peculiar. So, some interesting names, some new names to learn. And if any of you guys watching haven't heard of Wizards or Peculiar, it's been a really nice job to, or nice opportunity to watch them play throughout this tournament, get to know some of the individual players, what they're strong at, see some of them make some pretty nice plays. You were watching Tesla there during the last game, but I don't know. I'm definitely gonna, have a little bit more of respect for both of these guys, making it here all the way to the grand finals. Keep in mind, if Wizards win, then that is going to be just the end of the game. It's going to be 2-0 versus Peculiar Gaming in the grand finals, and they will walk away with their share of the €3,500 prize.
Yeah, and well, I mean, it's not like pro level, like LCS level prizes. It's still pretty nice though. Like you play video games, you got that much money. That's pretty nice, and I think they definitely want to grab that. Especially considering the time they've invested to it, because it's not just tonight, it was the qualifiers for the past 2 weeks as well. If I recall correctly, it was like a 300 team tournament, and they are the last two, so they're definitely pretty good. And we've seen their pretty good.
Yeah, I don't think you have to qualify that with pretty. They are just plain good. And you know, this may not be LCS, but the good thing about this is that it actually pays out right now. You don't have to go through like a league formats to get to the prize money at the very end. It's kind of the
Or
good thing about these smaller cups.
wait for, every month because it's salaried because LCS is awesome. Though it did kind of murder their amateur scene. But the amateur scene is recovering at the moment. I mean, we have tournaments like this. We have the EUS Challenger Series organized by Chaos TV / Broken Shard. So, yeah, he isn't reconnected yet. It's gonna probably take a little while longer. And it's kind of unfortunate how technical issues can plague the esports, especially the amateur scene, because it's all online. But yeah, I mean, we're gonna have to deal with it, and I guess they have a lot of time to discuss tactics. The game has been on pause. What? I am confused.
All right, well, apparently we're about to get ready to go unpause the game. I didn't actually see him disconnect or reconnect or anything, so we're going to get the unpause. I'm going to go ahead and jump to live. I got to say, items bought immediately, and jumping back up to live, seeing everybody kind of rush out of the base, but notably every single champion actually here for both teams. So apparently disconnection issues were not as egregious as we would have been led otherwise to believe. But we are here into the grand finals. If you guys are just now joining us, game one, your teams are going to be Peculiar Gaming, the team in the red or the purple, depending on if you're colorblind or not. In the upper right-hand corner of Summoner's Rift, their opponents will be the Wizards in the bottom left-hand side in the blue or light teal, or maybe a different shade of gray. I'm not sure exactly what's going on there, but both teams taking a very careful start to the game, spreading things out, although we do see Wizards kind of grouping up here around the bottom side. They actually will be looking for a late invade here on the blue.
Yeah, it looks like they will. They have Blitzcrank, so they have good invading that alone. The rest of their team is actually not that great at invading, though. And Ezreal and Czone are pretty good at holding off invades because they have nice damage. Especially Ezreal has a really good poke with his Q. And yeah, they're not actually gonna go for this. They're gonna just go for the golems, and the other side they're gonna go for the wolves and then the blue. And as always, the peculiar solo lanes are gonna be picking up a small camp, as well as the wizards, actually.
Kind of interesting to see the way that these camps are being split up. You can see JWoww and Gruulem pick up their own small camp, and then actually the Dragon and Tesla pick up their wolves as well. But the only difference being that Jungler actually hurt a little bit for Peculiar Gaming, because he did kind of split XP there with Tabuno and Balox. So double golem advantage definitely going to be solidly over towards the Wizards. Except that you can actually see that Matroko actually not as far ahead in levels as Tabuno is. So Tabuno will actually be able to hit level 2 faster now, just thanks to picking up some XP from those wolves.
Yeah, that was probably exactly what they were going for, and that's going to help him a lot, especially against the Blitzcrank lane. As soon as Blitzcrank gets level 2, he is super scary. If you can prevent that from happening before you get level 2, it's pretty huge. Especially on Ezreal, because he can just level E, and they can only pull Czone, because he just presses E and then he's gone.
Now, kind of interesting to see Dragon not trying to counter out this health strategy. Oh my goodness, a nice arcane shift there by Ezreal, able to dodge out from the hook. And that's just why you play Ezreal versus Blitzcrank. It's so easy. Dragon actually not able to... oh, now he's actually starting to do it. When you play against Zac, you always want to make sure that you're stepping on as many blobs as you can so he can't heal himself back up. Actually winds up hurting himself. So we'll have to see if Dragon puts a little bit more focus on that mid lane, because it's a little bit new laning against the Zac mid. I have never seen that before this tournament. So bringing out some new stuff for the Western Digital Black Monster Cup.
Yeah, so right now Amazing is running around that mid lane. There is a ward in this brush, so Dragon and the rest of his team is going to be completely aware of that, of his movements here. Amazing going to be going for a bot lane gank, I think. Corbona will not be able to stop him though, because he is way too low health. And Dragon actually going to be aggressive.
He's going to try to get a nice Q here onto Dragon. He's going to actually safeguard in before he throws out the Q. The flash afterwards, but just not enough, as a nice Q landed there by Amazing will pick up the kill.
Very, very well played by him. And I mean, Dragon knew he was somewhere in the red jungle for his team, but he probably expected him to go bot. He didn't expect him to walk around and go for mid lane if he didn't do it immediately. So that was some nice mind games coming out from Amazing, and worked out very well for him. First blood is picked up, and that's going to give them a pretty nice advantage if they are able to snowball this out. Yeah, as
Especially when you consider that it went over to Lee Sin in the jungle, so that's just going to skyrocket his jungle presence, picking up 3 wards as well as Madra's razors and boots and potions, so he is pretty nice there. Apparently, there's a little bit of discrepancy between the junglers now, which we'll actually have to watch out for because, you know, Nasus died. Was a nice pull there on Velox. He's going to get knocked up, take a lot of damage, about half of his HP, but Mithy gets chunked down even more. There's the mana shield getting popped there, but keep in mind, both bottom lanes only level 3, so not a lot of options. There's the flash, the exhaust, the countered out by the barrier and the flash, so double summoners burned by Velox results in double summoners burned there by Morocco. So, or Mochroco, I gotta say, man, this is starting to be some crazy aggression. Carbono looking to get taken down there. He's gonna try to flash, but he actually fails to flash, tries to get the flag and drag, but he's not able to get away. And unfortunately, we'll see another gank here by Amazing in the middle lane. Instead of going in, decides to go back out there with the safeguard and just keep things safe for now.
That was interesting. He just died quite quickly. And it's like level 4 or 5 for these guys in the top side of the map, which you wouldn't expect that much burst at this level. Then again, people are less tanky, so kind of
I think probably the biggest thing to notice after that kill is that you got a blue buff on Diana now. So if you're looking for Tesla to have as strong an early game as he did last time around, probably not going to happen, as JWoww does actually have that blue buff in there. So might make it a little bit rougher here as far as the early game is concerned, because it's pretty much infinite shields, infinite poke here for JWoww in the lane. And he's basically saying, oh, what's that? You don't have any resources? Well, I don't have any resources either.
And he's got level 6 now. Now he has an advantage. It's going to be very short-lived, though, as the level 6 comes out from Tesla. Ooh, he should have done something right there, but he couldn't get in range quick enough. Unfortunately for him. In the meantime,
ultimate comes out from Zac there in the middle lane. It's actually going to be forcing the ultimate out of that. Throws down the ignite actually onto Amazing. Forces him out from under that turret. Kind of 2v1ing there. As the death mark goes down top lane. We're going to see if this is going to be enough. The death mark procs, but it's actually going to be a nice slow there, forcing double flashes as JWoww gets back to his turret in time.
If that had if he hadn't flashed that, he'd have died for sure. That was a really nice flash. It was a really nice reflex as well, because Tesla flashed in. That's instant. You have to flash immediately to dodge that. So that was really well done by JWoww. And is going to be able to survive that for now. There is vision wards
Nisakongan actually pointing out that that's the second time that Diana has stolen away a blue buff this time around. So we did see pretty epic steal previously, but this is going to be actually Tesla getting jumped on by both Amazing and JWoww. He's just like, you know what, if I can't beat you one-on-one, I am not above calling for a gank. A really nice job there by Amazing. Go and help him out a little bit in that lane.
Yeah, and what is very smart of Felix here is that he's got double vision ward in both the lane brushes. Bot lane, that helps so much against the Blitzcrank, because if he's not in brush, you see the hooks coming a lot more. Because unlike Fresh, he actually has to turn around to throw out his hook. Fresh can just throw it behind him, and Blitzcrank actually has to turn around. So you see it coming way better than against a Fresh.
Now, I gotta ask you, what do the Taipei Assassins AD carry Baby as a Dog and the Team Dignitas AD carry I'm a Cutie Pie have in common? We're starting to see here. They build the Muramana on Ezreal.
Oh, yeah, true. Oh,
there is
wow.
a tier.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, Tear of the God is picked up on Ezreal. It's kind of rough to pick up in an
In the
AD carry on AD
meantime,
carry
Gruulem is
matchup,
going
but
for the
Gruulem actually
enemy
having a little bit of a rougher time there. He's going to be forced to jump away as Lee Sin coming around here. Oh, but a nice Blitzcrank grab pulls him in, but there's just no damage there. Ignite goes down, though, and that's going to split him apart into all of his blobs. Going to need to take him out, but with Dragon there's no way that he's going to be able to take them all out at the same time. Zac will respawn, flashes away, and will get out of there alive.
Oh, wow. Queuing towards the Dragon. That was a really smart play by Amazing. And Gruulem is going to be able to jump over the wall and get to safety. That was very close. Still, though, his passive is now procced. He won't be able to do that for another... what is it? Wait, huh? 5 minutes. There we go. It was at
All
the
right.
bottom. I don't know why.
Confusion averted, but especially with that power play, you're going to see a lot of aggression here coming out from the guys on Wizards, pushing in there, getting some nice Qs there onto the Dragon. Keep in mind, this is what NASA's mid lane does best. He gets a lot of QCS, and he's able to chunk down those towers extremely quickly. Carbono not really in a lot of danger here, or is he? I actually think he's going to go in there, safeguards back out as Grulim jumps in. But is Grulim actually going to go for it? This time around, completely changing up his build, goes Seeker's Arm Guard Giant's Belt, which is a completely different way of playing Zac. Last time he just went Spirit Visage into, I guess, more HP with a Sunfire Cape, but this time around, Amazing actually going to take some damage as Carbono will change his target there onto Grulim. He's picking up some blobs, healing himself back out, and then jumping right over the wall. But there's the standard combo coming out from Jarvan. Is he actually going to get ult in there onto Grulim? There is Zed coming down all the way from the top lane. Will it be enough? There's going to be a lot of damage. Jarvan will go down, but so will Grulim.
And now JWoww is coming in as well as going for Dragon. Dragon gets very low, will be going down. JWoww picking up the wrap up with that. That means he's going to be easily able to take down Tesla, or will he? Because Miffy is coming in. He picks up the kill, gets a double buff, but that's just going to get redistributed towards Matroka.
This is so weird. It's just one player coming in from each team, one right after another. Winds up being a 3v3, and a True Shot Barrage hits Miffy. But unfortunately, that's mana barrier is pretty good and unable to quite take him down.
Oh, and I'm not going to be able to move my mouse.
That is a little bit unfortunate, but I guess I want to talk about a little bit of the reasons behind the build change here from Zac. When you look at the enemy team composition, he's going up. Nasus, primarily AD. Varus, primarily AD. Tesla, primarily AD. Jarvan, AD. Blitzcrank, AP. All right, well, there you go.
Well,
actually, he does deal some ID when you consider the double base AD damage amplification boost to his Fat Power Fist. So there's that.
I did not know the name of that spell.
Well, there you go.
I should really start playing Blitzcrank. In any case, yeah, they're all physical damage pretty much, and he's not the only one building armor. We've got a Doran's Shield on Felix, which is Edward style. And we have a Seeker's Arm Guard as well on Mr. JWoww. And interestingly enough, we see a Sightstone on Amazing with his Lee Sin, which is something that makes a lot of sense on junglers because you're roaming around the map a lot. It gives health, gives you free wards. It's a really cost-effective item. And, I mean, if you're ahead, you can afford to do it. It helps a lot for getting map control. And, you know, we've mentioned this time and again, map control is the most important thing in League of Legends.
Yeah, I think when you look at the way that the map control has been working out, it's actually pretty even right now, even ward coverage as the case may be. One pink ward out, though, will be for Wizards, and the bottom Tribrush going to deny entry to their own jungle through that avenue. Something a little bit more impressive to watch is that even though it's 6-3, 0 turrets taken down, it's completely tied up in golds just because of how many lanes are winning in CS there for Wizards. So even though they do have a couple of kills on Zed and one on Varus as well, 4 and 1 on Diana. So you can definitely see definitely a much better game here from JWoww than we had last time.
Yeah, it's mostly because he was able to 1v1 from the start and not get completely denied from the start. And a very good point by Sverot, if I'm not butchering his name. Lee Sin also uses them to get around the map faster. Not only that, he can also make the huge plays with the wards. That's actually a very good point. I hadn't even thought of that. But with the Sightstone, he has a guaranteed 4 wards if he hasn't used them yet. If you can't get your W over a wall or something with 4 wards, you're doing it wrong.
All right, so yeah, definitely going to be able to use that to get some extra mobility. But I got to say, probably the bigger thing to notice is when you consider tankiness, it's definitely going to be going the way for PG. When you look at Giant's Belts, Doran's Shields, Seeker's Arm Guards, then you look over and you see Nasus. He's kind of taking a page out of Zac's book and just going straight up for that Spirit Visage. I almost forgot the name. Spirit Visage. That's pretty much the only defensive item on their entire team other than the Ruby Crystal start coming out from Blitzcrank. You look and you see Vampiric Scepters, Doran's Blades, Bilgewater Cutlasses, and another longsword there picked up on Jarvan. Along with Spirit Stone, he's definitely going a little bit for a squishier Jarvan build than you're used to seeing, without picking up some of the early armor items you'd see for like an Aegis or a Locket of the Iron Solari start.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting that he's doing that, but with the boost of mobility, he does get very mobile, and that's especially against things like Lee Sin and probably Zac as well, because he's pretty jumpy as well. It's kind of nice to be able to do that, and I don't know. I'm thinking about this. They don't really have a team that's built around map control, but because if you were playing with split pushers, you kind of want the boots and mobility to get to your split pushers fast enough. It's not really the case here. Still, the mobility always helps, and with Jarvan, if you can get to them really quickly, throw down your EQ, that's gonna give you a huge advantage in that. So it's a pretty smart pickup. We also see a Philosopher's Stone on Dragon, which is interesting. Not sure what he's going to build it into. It builds into Alicia's Miracle, and I know this, Shirelia's, clearly, and the Wrecker. So maybe he's gonna be tower diving? It'd be interesting if he did.
Yeah, I was going to say, when you said "and" after that, illustrating that there was a fourth item, I was like, wait a second. There's no third item there, but Omrecker did just get changed, so could always be going for that. Omrecker only good while there's still turrets up, and that's the case right now, so I guess you don't have that much to worry about. But I gotta say, it's a little bit of an interesting, not only champion choice, but itemization on that champion. And he's going 0-2, so has had some difficulties there in that lane.
Yeah, Omrecker is... That would actually be the first time ever I see that item. Like, literally the first time in playing or in spectating. So, I hope it's an Wrecker. That'd be pretty cool. But for now, he doesn't have boots, which is kind of a problem on Nasus, because the biggest problem that Nasus has is that he is not very quick. He doesn't have gap closers. The only way to get to the enemy is by slowing them and then running up to them and killing them. But if he doesn't have boots, he's not going to be running. He's more going to be, strolling. And I don't know. It's kind of iffy if he doesn't have a pair of boots on his paws.
Yeah, it's on his paws. I guess they are paws. I would have expected them to be feet, but I guess I can't really sort of assume anything about Nasus at this point. So I'm going to say a little bit interested in that. But we do only have 12 minutes and 50 seconds left in our spectator delay. And I think after that, it either goes into negative time or maybe it's unpauses. I've only had that actually happen once, so still a little bit inconclusive.
I'm pretty sure it just unpauses. I think.
I've seen it go into negative time before.
But why would they even have a time limit then?
You're making the fatal mistake of actually trying to make sense of the logic behind this timer, so I wouldn't go that far. But we're actually starting to see what's going on.
I can't. I don't have chat open. I can't open it either because my mouse is stuck. Because of the drag movement for the camera. If you have that turned on while you go into a pause, you can't move your mouse. And when you alt tab, it does this thing where it sits in the middle, and if you move your mouse, it flips out. So yeah, it's tough life.
Tough life, the life of C-Zone.
The life of all the casters in the world, and the cameraman.
Well, all of the ones that get stuck in pauses like this, and we do apologize for the pause. Hopefully, we'll be fixing some issues. I don't actually remember what the issue actually was, so this is a little bit troubling. But I don't know. We've pretty much talked about everything there is to talk about in the game. I don't know. Well, we're about to find out solve the mystery of the pause timer here. It's 11 minutes left to go, and I'm actually kind of excited to find out what happens. But I'd actually be a little bit more excited to figure out what happens in the actual game when it does unpause.
Actually, did the Wizards get a dragon? I don't think they did.
No,
they?
It's only 10 minutes in, so there hasn't been any dragons so far.
But they're still on equal gold, even if they're 3 kills behind. So that's either, or well, that's probably partly because of assist gold and because of farm. I mean, they're 10 CS ahead in the top lane. They're about 8 CS ahead in the jungle, which doesn't say much because that could all be small creeps, which are worth like 3 gold. And then they have 20 minions ahead in bot lane. So that makes like a total of 27 plus 9. That is 36 minions and 9 or maths. Jeez, 8 jungle creeps, and apparently that is enough to compensate for 3 kills. That is.
Yeah, it was actually what we commented on earlier. You can also just press X to toggle the gold if you don't want to click on the actual mouse button.
Oh.
Yeah, if you have everything lined up, it makes it pretty easy. It's about a 300 gold difference top lane, just because, oh wait, there's 4 and 1 Diana. In the jungle, it's about 600 gold difference, so that's a little bit more significance, whereas the 40 CS difference is probably the big thing to focus on there. Is starting to get a little bit out of hand.
Yeah. I think actually the biggest part of that gold thing is that they got a shutdown on JWoww. And JWoww was worth quite a lot of gold with that, with those 4 kills. I'm not sure if he already got to the 500 mark. I don't think he did.
No, he did not. It takes a
Yeah.
little bit longer to get up there, but still a lot of gold getting
think
taken
it's-
down there.
5 or 6 kills, and then you get her. If it's not 4, I don't know. Something says 4 to me. Oh well, we'll check the chat logs. Anyway, do you have chat open?
I do, in fact, have chat open, and I'm looking through that to see the chat log. But every time somebody like messages me or types something in chat, it resets the counter. So that's a little bit unfortunate. But let's see. Can't actually find it in the chat log, so this is being a little bit rough. So apparently they're restarting at 5 minutes. This is a little interesting. Not sure what's actually happening, but I guess that will give the win over to Peculiar Gaming, tying the series at 1-1. So,
Wait, what? Huh? Wait, I'm confused. What did you just say? Why did
all
they
right, well,
win?
they're going to restart the game at 5 minutes, and that will give the win over to Peculiar Gaming. We'll actually have to get some maybe some admins to weigh in on this. Apparently, yeah, there was no pause needed the first one because no one from Wizards actually DC'd. But when we hit the end of the time period, we're actually gonna have to figure out what on earth happens here.
Yeah, I'm a landman. I don't know. I'm just here to talk about it. And I don't know. I think we've pretty much talked about anything here. So I don't know. If people in chat want to know something, you can go and ask us, and we'll try to answer. I guess.
Yeah, well, we do have 7 minutes left for the until the epic resolution of our the mystery of the pause timer before we figure out what on earth is going there. So, still kind of looking to figure out a little bit of an answer for what's happening. Apparently, can't get the guy back into the game, so that is a little bit questioning. He can't really like go back in. I don't know what's happening here. This is a mystery to me.
It's all magic, I guess. Because you know they're wizards. It's a bit peculiar.
Oh, you.
Oh me. So yeah, I don't know. We're gonna have to see what exactly is gonna happen. Why not give? Oh, there's a question in chat. Let's answer this. Why not give commentators greater control over the passes? Because we don't know what's going on either, so we can't really unpause for them. Basically, that'd be a bit weird. And I don't know. We're just here to talk about the game. So I'm hearing chat bleeps. What's going on?
All right, well, apparently he is coming back online. He's actually going to be able to get back into the game. Hopefully, he does it within a minute. I'm not sure if they're like rulings or whatever. I just want to see the conclusion to this game. But he's back. He's logging in right now, loading into the game. Should have him coming up here. And there we go. Carbone is back in the game, reconnected, ready to go. Hopefully, we can hit that pause button with just over 5 minutes left in our pause
It got
time
yellow.
remaining.
That's awesome. Also, Sparrowed, I will answer this question after the game if my mouse bugs out. What is... Huh? Okay, no.
Also,
Okay, here we go.
so people noting that, yes, it did turn yellow, but it also turns red when it's down under a minute, so not something you get to see every day, I guess.
So, right now, their game has started again. Wow, I have to go back, get it back into this. Anyway, Felix is back into the mid lane and is going to help Grulum push this out. They're probably going to be going towards the middle tower. And wait, did he actually get back into the game? The disconnect person? Yeah, everyone's moving. Okay, so he did get back into the game, I suppose. And now they're going to go for
Nasus is in
Dragon.
fact moving around. It'd be a little bit interesting if he's like replaced by AI, but as soon as they do get back in the game, it's going to be an immediate attempt at Dragon here, or Dragon going to get an attempt in there, and Lee Sin actually able to jump in, take that one down, and is in the back. He's going to try to safeguard back over the wall. A nice crescendo comes out. Carbone dropping dangerous low. He's going to try to get out of there alive. Mithy will try to escape, but turns around to get a nice knock up there on a Grulum, and it looks like PG will just try to get out of there, but a nice grab in there by Blitzcrank was not what he wanted to go for. So he wound up getting him killed. A double kill comes out from Ezreal as Amazing comes in, making amazing things happen, picking up a second kill there, and PG get the Dragon and 2 kills off the back of that.
That was quite a interesting fight actually, because the Blitzcrank grab, it looked like it really oh wait, it did really backfire. I'm derping. Anyway, that Blitzcrank grab was not what he wanted to do because he just lost 2 members of his team because of it. It was a bit of a Jarvan situation where you go, I'm helping! But you're not really, and you kill your team. I think that's as close as you can get to team killing in League of Legends.
Pretty much, yeah. Walls always work both ways for both teams, so they can be somewhat of a double-edged sword. And that time, definitely cut both ways. So Lee Sin's actually going to go for his red buff now and continue to work his way through the jungle. I gotta say, Amazing, doing some pretty amazing things. I'm pretty impressed with this. Still having to take a look at this Ezreal build. Now he is going to focus a little bit more on getting that Muramana stacked up. I gotta say, or Manamoon, I guess it is right now. But when it does turn into Muramana, it's a little bit of a different take on playing Ezreal. Keep in mind he has barrier, so there is no cleanse. So unless he builds up a not a spirit visage, but a Quicksilver Sash, he's not going to have a way to get rid of the Wither from Nasus. So maybe he's just saying, hey, I'm going to get Withered, I'm not going to have attack speed, so I'm just going to make my Qs do as much damage as physically possible, and that's what he's going to get by going Trinity Force probably after this for just maximizing that Q damage.
Yeah, so as we are discussing maths in the Twitch chat in Dutch, we are going to be seeing Goofroom. Where did I get that one from? That's actually from a book. Anyway, Grulum is going to be pushing into that mid lane as Amazing takes away the blue buff of the enemy team. Is doing very well this game. I would almost say he's doing amazing, but that'll be a bit lame. So right now he's going to be moving towards the top lane. They might go for a dive here. Tesla is quite low, and they are going to be jumping in. He's going to W away, but it's not going to be enough. The Ignite comes out. He uses the Death Mark, but it's not going to be enough at all. And JWoww picks up that kill. Not going to be for Amazing, but, you know, good enough. JWoww kind of likes it as well, I would assume. And they are going to be able to pick up the tower, and that's going to be the first tower of the game. As in the meantime, Dragon almost goes down. No, it doesn't quite go down.
Yeah, it was a little bit close there. One more Q, or I guess W would have even picked that one up there, but unfortunately will be the bottom turret going down. No kills, just as calm and careful. Turret getting taken out there. Grillum's pretty low, and I guess top lane did die, so Tesla's going to come back at full HP. What's he actually going to go for? Picks up that Brutalizer on top of his Bilgewater Cutlass. You can definitely tell he's having a little bit of a rough game as compared to his the first game in this best of 3. But with the second turret going down top lane as well, this is starting to get kind of crazy. for the guys from Wizards. They're definitely having a little bit of a rougher time. They will actually use a Blitzcrank to pull the blue buff over the wall, stealing that away. So apparently Amazing's not the only guy that can steal away blue buffs.
It's quite peculiar because Amazing just like killed the blue up. Oh, actually, they're gonna go into Tesla. The flash comes out. Is he gonna be getting away though? They can still see him, and I think he should be able to get away.
And drawing that much attention top lane actually allowed the rest of Wizards to push down that middle lane and tie things up 2-2 in turrets.
Yeah. So apparently, okay. Anyway, what I was saying, to get back to what I was saying, that blue buff got taken by Amazing. Then he let the small minions live. He walked away. They went up, killed someone, took 2 towers, and then he walked back to blue buff and killed the small minions anyway. I don't know what the logic was behind that, but yeah, that was kind of strange.
Well, he definitely gets around, that's for sure. Able to make plays just happen all over the map, making the best usage of that Sightstone that I've seen in a while from a Lee Sin. So, just gotta say, Nasus, we'll have to check out his Q farm so far. He's been in a lane with very high CDR, and we'll have to check that out. He's at plus 180. So, I mean, he's ahead of schedule as far as that's concerned, but not by a whole lot. I remember watching the French team Cypher back in the day. They had this guy named Skyart, and he was the
That
first...
was so long ago, dude.
The original Nasus player. I remember seeing his high CDR Nasus in their triple Shurelia's Reverie composition, and I just like, that was the greatest thing I've ever seen. So, fond memories. Shout outs to Skyart. He's still out there, he still plays League of Legends, but unfortunately not quite with the same alacrity as he was once known for. So, I think, I don't know, he had something crazy like plus 800 by the end of one of their games, and it was just a little bit ridiculous. But gotta say, it's still, you know, right on track. 180, a little bit low as far as this mid lane is concerned, but we'll see how that happens, or how that kind of picks up as he's just continuing to get pushed in onto that turret.
Yeah, they're gonna go for the bot tower right now, and they're not gonna quite go for that, as Carbono comes in. And in the meantime, Grulum is going to be going for Dragon, but he's not going to keep going. Oh, actually he is, because JWoww comes in as well. The Blubbity comes out. Here comes the Crescendo as well, and Carbono dances before he dies. Now they're going to go for Miffy. Miffy is still going to survive for now, though. Gufrum is quite low because of that Varus ultimate stopping him as well, but they're still going to kill him. And that's going to be...
oh my goodness.
Quite nice.
Yeah, Amazing was, I guess, living up to his name there. Just lands a Q onto Morocco, hits him with a Q, and then just walks like a pixel behind him and hits a Dragon Kick. It sends him way back into the middle of the enemy team, and he's just like, wait a second, I'm an AD carry in the middle of 5 people. I know what's supposed to happen now, and he just exploded. And as Zanya's out there by JWoww, keeps him alive for just another second and actually forces Tesla back away. JWoww escapes with his life, and PG pick up another turret.
Wow, Tesla played that really smartly. He actually put his ghost on the Zonya so that he could go in as soon as the Zonya was over. But the great flash came out and saved him anyway. Oh wow, they're gonna go for Mr. Grulum. But Grulum is crawling back together. Keep it together, man! No, he's gonna die. Carbona gonna be able to pick up that kill. And you probably hate me for that pun.
Oh, well, but also I kind of hate myself for not recognizing that Lee Sin actually flashed behind Varus to get the kick instead of just walking behind him. There's a little bit of a sort of a glitch with Lee Sin's Q and then Aurelia's Blade Surge. Any sort of blink strike like that, sometimes it will position you behind your opponent and then snap you back in front of them. So if you can hit the skill right at the right time, sometimes it works out that way, but it's a little bit weird the way it positions your champion when you go in for that. So not quite sure I'd rely on that. Better just use the flash and pick up the kill there. So great job there by Amazing. He's waiting on Wraith timers. Now he's just going to ward jump over the wall and then kind of get out of there. No, gets grabbed out by Mithy. Velox is there to kind of dish out some damage. Not sure that's exactly where Mithy wants to be. He's going to land the Q. One more auto... He just stands still, and Amazing picks up the kill with the Q.
Yeah, there was no reason for him to keep moving, just lead him closer towards his team, as Carbono is going to get attacked. Is going to go very low. I think Wizards is not going to be quite able to keep going here. They're quite a bit behind at this point.
Yeah, the Q actually does land again, and Tabuno actually the one that picks up the kill, goes on a rampage. Apparently, yeah, it's the blue item build. We have A Spirit of the Lizard Elder and getting that extra damage from Mana Moon there, but it's going to be support versus AD carry as Morocco goes on to Phalanx. Amazing comes in there, lands the Q, the exhaust goes down, Morocco overestimates his damage, and he will get taken out once again.
Wow.
But actually,
Instant kill.
Tesla from behind.
What? Oh,
Actually, will
what?
get grabs back in there, but I don't even know how. What was that positioning? So much moving around there. The flash away, and there's the barrier. GG's come out, and that's the 5-0 surrender vote as Wizards surrender, giving PG the game. Peculiar ties things up, and we're going to have a game 3.
That was very unexpected. But then, I don't know. I mean, Wizards were probably kind of out of it because of the pause, which was slightly unfortunate. In any case, it does mean that PG is gonna be pulling this up to a 1-1, and we'll be back in just a few minutes with you guys for the last game of this finals of the